It's hard to believe that we haven't had a Muppet Show since 1981. I'm not joking, it's been that long since we've seen the music played and the lights lit. We've seen Jim Henson having his own hour, various Muppet movies about Muppet origins and the Muppets getting back together, a theme park attraction which I'm still mourning over. Like, I'm not kidding, Muppets 3D was one of my favourite things at Disney World, and it was just a fantastic show, but with an area that sadly just got abandoned. A middling The Office style show, a YouTube video compilation, and the underrated Muppets Mayhem. That show also had a Minecraft bit. That's your obligatory Minecraft mention for the video. But we've never properly returned to the strictly variety show format without leaving the theatre. We are back seeing the gang doing what they do best, being performers. We found out about this in September, a special produced by Seth Rogen, and I set alarms so I could wake up instantly to watch it. Well, let's talk about what made this special so special. So, let's get things started. I think we can all guess by the title of the video what I thought about this, but just saying, oh, we are so back isn't enough. You can experiment with something new as the Muppets have done in the past, but what we needed here was a return to form. Sure, this could have been anything, because people just want to see more Muppets. They want Muppets anything. You know, they once claimed the Muppets were this viable franchise and then just went into silence. The Muppets returning was a heaven's gift to us, as they gift us a solid show. This isn't just a pilot. They mention we are back, but there's no need to introduce anyone, because everyone is here. Well, almost everyone. Even the show begins with somewhat of a melancholy look at the past, remembering what came before, very old pictures in my head with Rolf playing Rainbow Connection. A great start, and slowly leading us back to what we once knew the intro used to be. The show being set up, original format, one main plot that mixes with the guest star's B-plot. The main plot having Kermit organising the Muppets' first show back, and everyone wants to take part, which Kermit is too passive to tell them all no, leading to a running order getting out of hand. The B-plot showed a feud between Miss Piggy and the extra special guest star, Sabrina Carpenter, who Miss Piggy is threatening with copyright infringement. We have to praise Sabrina, who also helped produce this, as she is a perfect fit into the Muppet Show. Not just because she's short. I have to admit, her being short was actually more helpful, because you have people like Jason Segel that made the 2021 Muppet Show quite hard to film due to the height differences, but actually it was more helpful having a shorter actress with the Muppets, because you can actually get the eye lines better. Anyway, where was I? Yes, Sabrina is the perfect person for the Muppets to hang out with. Is someone that works well with the Muppets dynamic. Her little nudge humour works so well, small adult jokes, quick humour, and just the embrace into the comedic musical segments, which we will discuss later. Seth Rogen also appears for a quick moment, which I hope is a running gag if the series continues, and Maya Rudolph appearing in the audience for a segment, which I can already imagine them using this as almost like a second special guest segment. A non-musical talent appearing for a small segment, which the musical guest takes focus, unlike this one who only appears for maybe like a minute or so. I like the addition from the previous all Muppet audience to having a few human actors. It's just, I get into this a lot, but if I ever see a human and a Muppet cycling next to each other, I would believe it, as the Henson production are able to create a world that just feels real, no matter what they do, whether that be Sesame Street, The World of Thra, or even Fazbear Pizza. I'm going to do a quick ranking of all the songs. We're going to go like a full Shafraelis here, so stick up an image of a random Disney villain. Yeah, there we go. We'll be excluding the theme song, as that's always going to be a number one, and the instrumental music Rolf and the band play. First, I have to address the biggest problem in the special. I think the biggest criticism is Matt Vogel. Listen, I think he's doing his best, but I don't think it's working. But that isn't his fault. It's the general audience experiencing this version of Kermit for the first time. Vogel might be a fantastic puppeteer and can sing in character. I think his performance as Floyd in Muppets Mayhem was absolutely incredible. It will be a bit for people to get used to this, but I did like Vogel's Kermit singing voice. Anyway, it does hurt to have this song as low as it is. It just goes to show how solid the rest of the show is. I like when the Muppets guests sing covers, like you had Mark Hamill singing When You Wish Upon a Star while as Luke Skywalker. You get all this wild stuff. I like the more kind of like theatre set for this, the classic swamp setting for Kermit. Sabrina is a fantastic singer, of course, but her voice blending with Miss Piggy, it's actually incredible to see them singing this song, made famous by the fantastic comedy special by Demi. That joke's just for me. I wrote that just strictly for my enjoyment. Alice and Destry aside, I like the concept and production, but sadly it's not as strong as the other three.
You don't.
Listen, Carpenter fans, please don't come for me for putting both Sabrina Carpenters at the bottom too. This is just like saying cheddar is the worst part of a cheese board. It's like, it's great, but there's other flavours. You get to see a family-friendly version of the song, with this whole scene feeling like it just could have been a normal Sabrina Carpenter music video. Sabrina Carpenter's had a music video that has its own kill counts. So much I loved here. Sam being the bar owner, man owns a restaurant and a bar, iconic. The chickens providing harmony, amazing. And the slapstick works, like the box smash, excellent. And all that's just a great set. The lighting, the production on this scene alone is absolutely incredible. It just felt so immersive. It's one, like, it just gives other TV shows the shame.
Thank you for making me a part of this.
Okay, right, I hear what you're saying. Why is this above Sabrina's own song? Well, to be honest, I've just missed Rizzo. He hasn't been around in a major way since 2016. He lost his restaurant and he just hasn't had a voice until now. Well, if you exclude Ben Diskin and Muppet Babies. Bradley Freeman Jr. took up the role as well as being Bean Bunny. Bradley started off in Sesame Street and now they're on this role. They are fantastic. Like, it's one hell of a way to bring back Rizzo with their first ever, and I checked, it's the first time Rizzo had his own solo song. It's just had a fantastic set, a wacky gimmick, and I would unironically listen to this over and over again. Incredible choreography, and I know for a fact that Alicia Stella loved this.
Mama!
Alright, critically, not the best song, but it's my favourite. It's not even the first time the Muppets have covered Queen, and I still think this might be the better of the two. It reminded me a lot of the montage of We Built This City and the Muppets, but why did I choose this song as the best of the special? Because it's the summary of the entire show. It's a song that all the Muppets can take part in. They're all together. Vogel really showed how much they can sing as Kermit. We get clear segments for each prominent Muppet characters, Electric Mayhem get their moment, and overall, it's just a message to people in charge. You cannot stop the Muppets. Also, this is also a wild coincidence, as most people know. Muppets is actually heading to Hollywood Studios once again to replace Aerosmith at the Rock and Roller Coaster with a brand new re-theme of the ride. Before it was announced, it was actually Queen that was the heavy rumour to replacing Aerosmith, with former actors on the ride hinting towards this. I could imagine that this song here could be the one they pick for the ride. But personally, I would rather have Electric Mayhem's Can You Picture That?
Can you picture that?
Overall, I just wish they released these 4 songs somewhere, like they did for the theme song. There are 2 main sketch segments in this special. A classic Muppetlabs segment, can you go wrong with the iconic science couple? Was this an excuse to show off Epcot footage? Yeah, kinda. I actually don't really like pickles, but whatever Honeydew and Baker put in them, they tasted great. Anyway, I'm just getting distracted. I'm just glad to see them again. There was also a segment that seemed to parody Bridgerton with pigs and wigs, kind of like an offshore of pigs in space. But at first thought, I thought this was going to be more of like the ballroom sketches, but instead it gave Pepe time to shine. The last time we saw Pepe, they were given a major role on Muppet's Haunted Mansion, which is a video we talked about before. Oh, I did forget. Gonzo's stunt goes haywire, which just feels like a normal part. Like I hate saying, oh, we're so back, but it's like, it's just a return of a friend you haven't seen in a while. Of course, we have like Stanler and Waldorf. They're back. They're in top form, not overused, and we mostly see them used from like as transitions from scene to scene like they've done in the past. Still, I think even they can agree that this show is better than getting hit in the head by a 2x4. It's just everyone gets their moment. Crazy Harry, Beauregard, the Muppet, even Robin. Someone didn't though. People in the background that don't even speak, but it's just great to see them there. There's also this guy that who didn't believe Kermit. No idea who he is, but I liked his vibe. So, overall, this is just a fantastic show that made me say, like, please, please, please. Okay, I didn't write that as an intentional Sabrina reference, but this show needs a second episode. Give it all series. Honestly, this is like a superior SNL, which, knowing Muppet history, is a statement SNL might not like. If I had to pick anyone to appear in the next show, Chapel Roan would be the top pick. I just got a massive list of people. I just love to like quickly name 3. Nah, screw it. Here's just the whole list of everyone I want to appear in a full series. The Muppets have always been close to my heart. I have to admit this here. I've always wanted to visit the Henson Workshop. I was raised by parents who loved dinosaurs. I used to sit in front of the TV for Playhouse Disney for Bear in the Big Blue House. I went to see the Muppets return for my birthday. I even had the album for said birthday that weirdly had Ollie Murs on it. I've got my own puppets from when I was younger, and I'm kind of a puppet right now as a VTuber. I even returned to this love for university projects, and I have to say to everyone who worked in this, thank you. There's so much praise I have, but it's just overall perfection. I'm just so glad for this return, and I hope this is just the start for this most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Muppetational special.